It's been over 5 years that I've been using a Sparks home skate sharpener. And aside from obviously my camera equipment, my hockey equipment, that is probably going to be the next most important piece of tech or gear that I have as a hockey player and content creator. Now, the way that it benefits me is a little bit different to the way it might benefit all of you, but let me explain why having the home sharpener from Sparks has been one of the best decisions that I ever made in terms of picking one up very early on. Now, to understand how much of a convenience it is, let me explain what the process of sharpening skates looked like previously to having a Sparks. Now, of course, it's no surprise, I'm based in England, in Cambridge, and there isn't any proper hockey stores in this city. So what that meant is if I needed to get my skates sharpened or I needed to get a pair of runners sharpened or blades, I would have to post them to a hockey store over 100 miles away, have them sharpened and then posted back. Now, aside from it being costly, it was incredibly inconvenient to do that, and especially if you needed to get on the ice urgently for a game, training, or to film something. Now, the other process is, of course, leaving them at the arena that we skate at, which would mean that they'd be sharpened manually by someone that I didn't know, and I would have to leave a piece of paper in my skates with the hollow or grind I wanted, and just hope when I picked them up after 3-4 days they would be done. That is incredibly stressful to have to organize. The thought process of having to calculate when you need skates sharpened, is it going to be ready for the next time you're on the ice? It was just a lot of stress that just wasn't needed. After picking up a home skate sharpener from Sparks, it just meant that all of those issues were eliminated overnight. I had control over when I needed to sharpen my skates, how frequently I did it, and it just took away that anxiety of having to think about planning how to get them done in time for when I needed them. But aside from this, the way having a Sparks really benefits me as a content creator is you guys know that when new skates come out, we post reviews of them, and also we look at the models of skates below the top spec. That means that we have a big cycle of skates constantly coming in and out of the door, which means that you're constantly having to sharpen runners. In addition to this, of course, we look at blades or runners from different manufacturers to create VS videos to let you know what blades you need to be picking up for your skates. That means those are coming through the door a lot, and again, they all need to be sharpened constantly. If I didn't have the sharpener, it would be so time consuming and so costly, either driving back and forth to stores or posting my runners back and forth across the country to be able to get them sharpened. When you add up the time, the effort, the stress, and the inconvenience of having your skates sharpened by someone that you don't know, and also probably manually, which means room for error because that is just part of human nature, you quickly see how something like this pays for itself in a very short amount of time. Based on the turnover and amount of times I need to get my skates sharpened, various different skates, various different runners, the Sparks machine essentially paid itself back in less than a year. Now, of course, aside from the Sparks machine benefiting me, making my life easier in terms of playing hockey, traveling with hockey, and also making videos, it also makes the lives easier of the people around me, whether that's my kids who also play hockey, and my 9-year-old can even use this machine to sharpen his own skates. He only had to watch me use the machine 1 or 2 times and he knew exactly what to do. So it's so nice that he can use it by himself. But it also means that those that I play hockey with, the people that I film with, all of them now have access to Sparks as well. That kind of leads nicely onto the other point is, this isn't a machine that one person has to buy. If you play hockey in a group, in a team, of course, like everyone else does, it's something that your entire team could all chip in and pick one up together, because I've seen a lot of teams do this in the areas that I play in, and also I've seen a rink do this because it means that you just don't have that one person that knows how to operate the Blade Master or whatever other sharpening machines that you have that are manual. It means that anyone can operate the machine. So regardless of who's working at the rink, you can drop your skates off and it can be sharpened the same day, which is a massive, massive advantage. Now, the only complaint I really had about the Sparks machine is that I would love to see it in more than one color. That's definitely something I'd love to see. I don't even know if it's possible, but if there's an all white one, I know that would work really well with the layout of what I have in my house in terms of my hallway and where my machine sits. And then the other major one was the fact that it wasn't available in Europe. I know that when I posted the first review of a Sparks machine, the #1 question in the comment section, if you go back to that original video 5.5 years ago, maybe 6, was how did you get one? They're not available in England or in Europe. What's going on with that? Now, that was the biggest issue. And of course, this leads me on to probably the most important part of this video, is the fact that Sparks is now available in Europe. I'll have a link down below in the video description. That means that you can pick up a machine very, very quickly. It will be shipped to you from within Europe. So if you're somewhere like in the UK or in Spain, Portugal, France, Netherlands, Finland, you'll be able to pick one up very, very quickly. But more importantly, it means you can get the supplies that you need insanely fast as well. If you order something, it's with you normally within 1 or 2 days, which is insane. But it also means that you have a spot in Europe to be able to have your machine serviced should that time ever come. So if you've ever been on the fence about trying to pick up one of these machines, now is definitely the perfect time to be able to do so, because they are finally here in Europe. And Sparks, if you guys are watching, I don't know how easy it is to change the color on that thing, but if you could make an all white Sparks machine, hit me up. And of course, another point about the Sparks machines is these different variations of the sharpeners. The one that I have behind me is the most portable one. They have a much larger base unit for this Sparks machine that is a lot more solid. It's glass, it's got a lot of metal on it. That one is kind of like the one that sits there and doesn't move too much. You can still move it if you want to, but it's really the one that's meant to kind of sit there. It's bigger, so it's nice and easier to clean out. Whereas this one is really light and portable, and you can actually get a backpack for it that makes it really easy to be able to move it from one rink to another, or if you're traveling with it. Being able to move the machine around easily is definitely an advantage for anyone that plays hockey in more than one location. Something that came in really handy was the EcoFlow power station. This is what I use to be able to power the machine when I'm not near a conventional plug socket. So if I'm not near a house or a building that has somewhere for me to plug the machine in, the EcoFlow power station was incredibly useful for me being able to power the Sparks machine in the back of a car, in the middle of nowhere, or for example, in the middle of downtown London, right underneath Big Ben, still being able to sharpen my skates on the go. So having a portable skate sharpener and a power station like the EcoFlow work really well hand in hand to be able to use the machine pretty much wherever you want. As always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Any products that have been featured in this video, the link will be down below in the video description for you guys to pick them up or to find out more information about them. And of course, the Sparks EU website to where you can pick up your own machine, finally in Europe. Aside from that, if you want to see any of the other reviews that we've done, or you want to see the older videos of what the Sparks machine used to look like compared to what it's like today in terms of a VS new versus old, all of the videos that we filmed about the Sparks machines will be down below in the video description. But a big thank you for watching this all the way to the end. Make sure that you subscribe and also thumbs up so you can stay up to date with all of the videos that we post, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.